Hey Stamp friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamp with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon, and today I'm sharing with you my cards from my card class club for May using the Layered Thoughts stamp set and some of our new embossing folders from Stampin' Up. For this kit, I gave you a couple different options of embossing folders. I'm using the Damascus embossing folder, but you might have chosen a different one. Use it the same way as I am with this one. All right, let me go ahead and explain a little bit about this club. So if you're watching this, you are one of my club members because this is how you learn how to make these cards. The easiest. Feel free to pause, fast forward, and do whatever you want with this video or share with friends. Those who get the PDF are only those who have paid for the class. It's too late to buy the kit, but if you want the PDF, you can send me an email and I will send you an invoice to pay for that, for the measurements and all the extra details for these card class. Yeah, like I said, we are featuring the stamp set and embossing folders this month, which is really fun. Let me show you each of the cards. We've created a thank you card. Oh, and we're featuring the new INCOLORs. So welcome to all of these. These just all came out fresh in May, and you'll be hearing some new names of colors today. This is our thank you card, which I just did the traditional dry embossing on. This is our Thinking of You card, which I went ahead and I did a press method or like a stamp method with our embossing folder for this one. This one, we have it where we've inked and embossed at the same time on the embossing folder for that background piece for the happy birthday. And this last one shows off all of those INCOLORs and how we can emboss those different colors to make it pop even without using all the ink. All right, let's go ahead and get started with these cards with our thank you. Of course, I love hearing from you, so give me a comment. Tell me where you're from. Tell me if you have this set, if you wasn't even on your radar, but now you're like, wow, this stamp set has all of these greetings. It's totally a great set. This one we actually got from or while we were at On Stage, and I loved it because it had, like I said, great big font to cover the card, and it had a lot of sayings that I use for card making. All right, so in your kit, you'll have the Timid Tiger card base. We're gonna start with that one. Get it nice and scored right there. Then we'll have one piece to stamp on, and then you'll have your piece of Timid Tiger to go ahead and emboss as well. These are the nested essential dies where these fun shapes come from, and I use them in 3 different shapes. You'll see that's the largest, second largest, and the third largest. Those are the sizes I've used for these cards. All right, let's grab our ink and our foam mat. Go ahead and grab our, I call this a 6-sided. I don't even know what the actual name of the shape is, but we're just gonna call it 6-sided. And then we're gonna grab our Secret C, another new INCOLOR. It's very dark. It's almost kind of like a black / night of navy. Makes a great basic. It's a great color to use in place of black. If you wanna add a little bit of color, but not too much. So let's get that ready to go. And I'm going to do a little practice stamp because I haven't used my thanks for a while. So I'll just put a piece of paper down here and make sure this is nice and clean. And it is really large stamps. I'm not kidding. Like, so I like to go ink to the stamp and not the other way around for better coverage. That looks good. Okay, let's ink it up again. So that was my practice. Okay. For this, I wanted to have kind of going at an angle. The beautiful thing about it is that we're going to go and see it right through because I'm going to need to have that space for my U. So my T is going to come all the way over and my K is going to touch the top of that 6-sided stuff. 6-sided shape. Press down, lift up. Nice. Next, let's grab our U. We'll do a quick little practice with this guy. He looks good. And I'm just going to be underneath the A and the N for the thank you on that part. Cute, cute. And that's it for this one. Super simple. Let's go ahead and assemble. All right. grab the matching size, just one size larger, grab some liquid glue. That one's my liquid glue that's almost gone, so you don't use that one. On the outside. All right. Thank you. Then we're going to flip this over, put some dimensionals on the back of it. This one I love because it is just so simple. The font really carries it, and so we don't need to do a whole lot with this. And then we need to get some liquid glue on the back of our emboss piece and add that to our card front. I'm racing the clock today, so I have family members who aren't home, who are on their way home, and I'm trying to see if I can get this done in under 20 minutes. We'll see how good I do, huh? 4 cards, 20 minutes, yikes. Let's see. And I don't want to be sloppy though. Okay, that looks good. Okay, removing the backings of our dimensionals. And placing. About center. Give edges on both sides. Nice. And these embellishments we're using. Are the new INCOLOR ones. Sorry, I had them on a different location. I'm going to grab this large one of the Timid Tiger. Pick it up and place it on the corner here. Not quite all the way to the corner, but a little bit. It just depends on where you placed your thank you. And that's it. Look how amazing that looks embossed. And that uses the Stampin' Cut emboss machine. And I won't do that for the sake of time. And if you need help learning how to do that, let me know and I'll give you some more details. All right, set that one aside, and we're on to our next one, which is the Thinking of You, using the Darling Duckling card base. We're going to use a new technique with this one, or a different, using that embossing folder though. So I'm going to set that one aside, grab out your Darling Duckling card base. We have this cut a little bit differently to open up in a fun way. Use the measurements to cut your designer series paper. And we have 2 things to stamp on, so let's grab those in. First, before we stamp on our 6-sided shape, we're going to press it though. So let me grab my ink, the Darling Duckling, and I'm going to grab my embossing folder. When we do ink on here, I want it to be on the logo side. So when I open it up, I'm going to place the ink, and there's a couple ways you can add the ink to this. You can go directly ink pad to the embossing folder. You can use a sponge dauber or a blending brush. I'm going to go directly on. And it's going to make it a pretty bold print here. Just have a little bit of white showing through. Then I'm going to place this on the bottom half where we've have it inked, and then just go ahead and do a press. Just with your fingers, we're not running through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, just a press. Nice. And it's okay if it doesn't come off completely. You kind of like that kind of more of a vintage look or a distressed look. Then I would just grab my reusable wipe or run it through some cold water, and I would wipe this clean. Since your kit comes with 2, make sure you do 2 at the same time so you don't have to clean it until you're completely done with this step. You can still see a little bit of yellow on there, so I would go ahead and run it through my cold water and let it dry. But we're going to set that aside for now. Close up that ink and grab our Secret C again. That amazing color for our Thinking of and You. Okay. We'll grab our U back in, which of course I've set down in a safe spot. There we go. Here's our little piece of our Darling Duckling. We're going to stamp on there. I love this technique of inking on cardstock to create more use of that color. Nice. Let's grab our thinking. Again, it's a large one. This font's actually a little bit smaller than our thinks, but it's a lot longer. We'll do a quick practice. Looks good. So I can kind of even ink it on this one. It's not as big. Okay, coming over here. I want to give myself some space for the of and the u. Again, I'm going to go slightly at an angle to create that space above, below, and press down. Nice. Grab your of. I'm going to place my u right here. Kind of give me an idea of where I want that to be. That's movable though, so if I don't stamp nice, I can always put that in a different spot. Practice of my of. Thinking. Let's see. Of you. Nice. Okay, close up. Well, I'm going to put the ink to the side and hopefully I don't make bad choices with it because we're going to use it again. Okay, time to assemble. And I'm going to add an extra feature to this one. When I cut this DSP, it gave me this cute little extra bonus. So what I'm going to do is flip it over, liquid glue it to a piece of basic white and put that on the inside of my card. That's the great thing about designer series paper. There's two sides and it's all coordinates with the colors that I have going on in these INCOLORs. The name of this paper, hold on, it is beautiful and it's new, called Florals in Bloom. So if you want to have a sample of the designer of the INCOLORs, grab this designer series paper. All right, stamping seal plus a little bit in each, and flip it and stick it to the inside. That's just an extra way to doll up this card. And kind of front to inside. Liquid glue here. Flip it, stick it. Okay. Looks pretty good. Dimensionals again on the back of both of these. This time, this was just the second largest size of that six-sided shape. The same size as our thank you center that we stamped on before. And we might need to do a halfie on this guy. I think I'll put 2 full ones and just angle it right. Nice. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thinking of you. Place it right about center. Move the backing and place the U on there. Cute. I love that. Just a little pop, right? Just embellish with 3 large Darling Ducklings. These are the flat pearls. Oop, that one jumps on there. Carefully take that off. I'm going to do 3, so I'm going to start with my center one. And then have the other 2 go off of that one. I need to slow down because I feel like when I feel like I'm rushed, I don't do as good. There we go. And shimmy that one down a little bit. If I was a perfectionist, I would use a way to measure, but we're just going to eyeball. Cute, cute. Thinking of you with that press technique instead of embossing. Okay, next card is our happy birthday to you. Grab out your Secret C card base. And I'm going to show you 2 things for this one. So what we are doing are embossing and inking at the same time. This one was using the ink pad directly to the embossing folder. This one was using a blending brush. I like the lightness of this one. And then I took the blending brush and I went around the edges. So depending on what kind you like, this one's definitely a lot more dramatic, but it is cool how that cloud clover pops up for the emboss part. So up to you how you want to do that. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our stamps for the next one. Happy birthday. I love this. This one is one of my favorites. Grab our ink back in. This one, it fits nicely on the ink pad, so you can go directly on. We'll do a practice. Looks good. I have a piece of DSP that I've cut out. It has these lines on it. I'm going to go at an angle for the happy birthday. Press and come up. Now the tricky part for this one is I did it backwards. I think I did, let's see if I can remember. I want to do the U first and then the 2, I believe. So that way we have the right spacing. So let's give that a try. We'll ink up our U and have it go underneath. And let's find our 2. There we go. That looks better. This one you kind of see how it kind of jumps. All right, U first, then 2. Nice. Let's go ahead and assemble this guy. He has a mat. We're going to attach him to it. Put dimensionals on the back of him. Again, the idea of this one is to kind of introduce these new INCOLORs and just to show you how easy and simple you can make cards using the embossing folders and how amazing they look. Liquid glue on the back of this guy. I feel like that's the best adhesive for embossed cardstock. Let me grab my bone folder though, because this is bubbling. There we go. That looks better. Dimensionals on the back. And then we just embellish. I'm skipping a lot of parts on camera, so I apologize for that. And hopefully you guys can get the idea without me demonstrating how to actually run it through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Okay. Set that, well, let's grab our embellishments. I use one of each size of the cloud, I always say it backwards, cloud cover, yes. Let's go medium on this bottom underneath the U, and the large and the small for the top above the happy left corner. 1, 2. Oh, and place. Nice. Cute, cute. Super simple. I like this one because it's fancy, but it's those darker colors which totally look more masculine to me, and it could be used for anything. This one, love you. Oh, first, you've noticed we've used some of these sizes of these 6-size shapes. You can use different choices of words. So let's say you didn't need a happy birthday card, or you didn't need a thinking of you card. You can still do a thanks card instead and just switch out your words depending on what kind of cards you need. So I'm doing love you for this one using the strawberry slush as our card base. And I went ahead and I've already embossed all of my pieces of my INCOLORs. And if you wanted to, you can even use multiple embossing folders for this step and have lots of different designs. But look how pretty those are. Just a great way to feature the colors and a little bit of that embossing folder. Okay, a little bit of stamping and then we'll assemble. Let's get our love out here. And this one is a smallest of the 6-sided shapes. So it's a little bit tight, but we can do it. Quick practice. That's good. Love. So again, we're going to go, this time, sorry, I'm going to turn it so it's going a little bit more down instead of up. There we go. Cute. The U, I've already heat embossed. Let me show you what that looks like. I did a white heat emboss on a little piece of that secret C. And we are ready to assemble. Grabbing our liquid glue for our designer series paper. I was going to originally have it on this side for the designer series paper, and then I saw this flip side, the B side, is what we usually call the less busy. And I was like, oh, I like that better because it makes the color pop. But you can pick which side of the designer series paper you like to use. I should take off the lid. And that's definitely just a preference. You can't go wrong though. Both sides are amazing. All right. These guys, you can practice with them and see where you want to lay them, or just be bold and go for it. I like to start with my outer colors, and the color order doesn't matter, whatever you think is compatible. I'm going to flip them over though. And I do like them touching a little bit each time and going a little different directions. So my darling duckling, I'm going to have tilting to the top left. This timid tiger, oh, he flipped a little too early. I'm going to have him going a little bit lower, and he's going to go out. So both of my ends are going out that way. Then I'm going to grab my Secret C, some liquid glue on it. He's going to touch the bottom of my darling duckling, but he's going to go make a V shape with it and go a little bit lower. Let's add in our cloud cover. Oop, this is going to be a fun one. So I put glue on. There's double-sided, two sides of embossed paper. The ones that's more up and the ones that's less up. We're going to go less up on this one. Okay, he's going to touch that Secret C a little bit and coming at an angle that way. Oh, see, we're going to have to press him. There we go. Lastly, our strawberry slush. Make sure we go the right way with him. And this one's going to go on top of both of those ones and just kind of popping up above it. Oh. Pause. All right, so lastly, all we have to do is add our love and our U with dimensionals. Flip those over. Place them on. If you're interested in seeing more INCOLOR stuff, I do have an online bingo that's featuring all of the INCOLORs that's happening next week. You need to email me right away, or I'll have the sign up down below so you may see that and see if you can't join me for that online bingo night. All right, love you. Put the love in the middle. Put the U just below. And just slightly overlapping our six-sided shape here. Grab your embellishments, and I need to find, there we go, this guy, because my other one's missing some, and you want one of each of these colors. So my timid tiger, I'm taking the large one and just placing it here on the bottom of our timid tiger. I'm going medium for our strawberry slush, going up on that guy. Tiny guy for our cloud cover down here, and we're going a little bit above where that guy is. I don't want to have them lined up, kind of making like a triangle shape. And then our Secret C will go medium and place him a little bit lower than our strawberry slush guy there. And lastly, a small darling duckling and going a little bit lower than the guy next to him. And that's it for this card. Let me get it close up so you can see how pretty that is. Let's get all those cards back in. Be sure to tell me which one's your favorite, or if you've learned something new today, if you've never done that press method for like the Thinking of You card, or if you're more of a traditionalist and just like the regular embossed look for using your embossing folders. I hope you guys have a great day and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.